Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review we are looking at the SH Figuarts Ultimate Sewn Gohan figure, which is basically just Goku with a new head and a couple new, well, one new accessory. So there's really not a whole lot to talk about with this figure. You guys, if you are into SH Figuarts at all, you have seen this body mold before. This is the original Goku body mold, which is getting a little bit dated. I've said this before, and I'll say it again until they stop using it. We need a new standard body mold for these figures. If they're going to keep reusing it, it needs to be a good one. These shoulder flaps are still really weird. The knees still aren't very good, and the ankles are still not very good. It is a generally good figure though. I mean, we have the full range of motion. We have the ball peg for the shoulder with the ball hinge at the end, the ball pegged shoulder sleeve thing there, bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, and then the ball hinge for the wrist, ball peg for the torso that extends for good range of motion, the hinged ball peg for the hips with the socket, and the swivel. So, I mean, there's a lot of good things about this figure. It's just that some of the things are really needing to be replaced. We do have a toe hinge, and then the head and neck are both fully articulated. The head is on a ball hinge, the neck is on a ball peg. So it's still a good figure, don't get me wrong. It is one, like I said, that needs to be updated though. These old designs are not lasting well, not aging well with the newer figures that they're putting out. Paint job on this guy is both good and bad. He does have some shading on the orange, but it seems to me like it's only around the knees on the lower part of the pants. And it's kind of pinkish shading, so it doesn't look that good, to be honest. I don't really see any shading in the blue. The red paintwork on the boots looks pretty good, and then the paintwork on the strap for the boots, or the tie, looks pretty good also. There's shading on the skin, which is also kind of pinkish, but it looks okay. It's not great, but it's definitely not bad, and I'll take it. That's about it for the painting, other than we still have that painted seam here, rather than having two separate parts like the newer mold. And it doesn't look that good. It looks pretty obviously painted and not quite that right. The face, on the other hand, is one of the best faces we've seen in a while. Some of the Gokus and Vegito have looked a little strange. I think this one looks just the way it's supposed to. I'm really pleased with it. I like the way it turned out. So we have that. Nice sculpt work and everything that you would expect for the hair. So that's really all we need to say about the body. We've seen it a million times before. He has two alternate faces. So you see the standard face here. Standard face. And then we have the yelling face, which looks really good, but could also easily be mistaken for a different character. And then we have the smirking face, which also looks really good, except the eye is way too high up on the head. This one's not as bad, but his right eye doesn't look right. It's not positioned properly, and I think that was the problem with some of the, like Vegito and the other Goku. I don't know what's going on with the Figuarts lately, but they're really hit or miss. Some are awesome, some are average. Fortunately, this one's fairly average with the few flaws that it has and the old body mold. It's not really living up to expectations, considering it's mostly a reused figure. He does have a bunch of interchangeable hands just like before, so we have the two fist hands, and we have a variety of open hands. So the open palm, the kind of gripping hands, the style pose hands, and then the karate chop style hands. So 10 hands in total, that's a good thing. And last but not least, which is probably what most people are excited about, we have a Kamehameha, or Kamehameha if you want to say it that way, which is not bad. It's definitely better than the one Cell came with. My only complaint for this one is this glaringly obvious seam right here. And maybe it's not that obvious on camera, but in person it's pretty obvious. It's still not too bad. It's a nice translucent yellow with this pearly white shading from the front to back here and from back to front there, and it does have a peg hole to be used with the stand that it comes with. So it's a very nice accessory to include with the figure. It's just that having that seam there does not look that good. They could have done the seam around the spiky parts so that it wasn't so obvious. Not too bad though. So for those of you that aren't familiar with the figure, he stands roughly 6.5 inches to the top of his hair, which makes him about 16.5 centimeters, and the Kamehameha is about 9 centimeters. There goes the ruler, and that makes it about 3.5 inches. So he's definitely going to fit in with the other SH Figuarts Dragon Ball Z figures. He's just not one that's particularly impressive, since it's one that we've seen a bunch before in some of the paint issues. Even on this head that does look good, I feel like the eyes are a bit high. Or maybe they're just sculpting too much eye area on there, even though it's flat. They have to make a spot for the eyes, and maybe it's just too much. I don't know, there's something not quite right about the eyes of late. His look mostly good, but still a little bit off. So there it is, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can see my upcoming figure reviews, custom figures, and other good stuff. And in the meantime, keep collecting.